It is 8:03 and we can get started. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. It is June 17th, 2022, the Stockbridge Bowl Stewardship Commission meeting, and we will get started. I'd like to make an announcement to thank Roxanne for her service for the Sportsman's Club and her reliability. So that will be terrific. Thank you. We have minutes to approve from 4:01. There should be a copy in your packet and 5:06. So we will start with 4:01. I had sent them out about a month ago, if they're in your emails, but has anyone checked for typos?
Well, I haven't had a chance to read them yet.
You wrote them. I wrote them. They're old. I'd sent them out.
The minutes I have were the ones that you wrote, and then you rewrote them or something?
No, the rewrote ones are May 6th.
Oh, that was May 6th. Okay, there are two different minutes that we have to approve today?
Yes.
Well, let's approve the easiest ones. You read the ones that you rewrote, right?
The one that I rewrote, yeah.
So we can approve those at least.
Okay.
Watch the video.
Yeah.
May 6th meeting, can I make a motion for approval of those?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Jim. Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So May 6th, and we will get them to Terry and Malini. Okay, so you want to table April 1st. They're pretty short, but
Yeah,
all right.
if we could.
I have to come back. I'll be right back. I left my glasses.
So the next thing is harvesting update. So right now, currently, we're waiting for the divers to do the water chestnuts to pull them before the harvester gets out. But after that, the harvesting will commence. What else do I have? The watershed lake.
Excuse me. They started the hand pulling yesterday.
Oh, wonderful.
So I have an update. They started yesterday and they should be done by Wednesday. Apparently it's going well. So the other issue here, though, is the SBA, the test plots, the new plots. And when I last talked to Pat, they had them, but the town doesn't have those yet. And the agreement was that they were going to be shared prior to them being approved. So we haven't seen those yet. And I was hoping Pat would be here, but I don't see her. So I think.
She is here.
Is she here?
She is here.
I am here, I am here, Roxanne. The boat went out and we are working on finishing the map. And as soon as that's done, we will get them to the town and also then to the DEP.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, are the buoys up yet, Pat?
No, because we haven't figured out precisely where the GPS points are on the map. So that's the first thing that has to get done before we can do anything else.
Okay, thanks.
Pat, do you have a general idea of of the timing?
I'm hoping by the end of next week that we can at least get the buoys out. We might not have the approval back from DEP, but we will have made our submission, and that's what we're going to base putting the buoys on, is what we're submitting.
Okay, so then conceivably by the end of next week, assuming that the hand pulling is actually done, then they're going to send out the large harvester. So presumably, once we have that map, we can go ahead and we can start harvesting.
Although,
next
Roxanne, regardless,
weekend.
you can always start harvesting the outlet, whether you have the map for what we're doing in the main lake, as
Right,
soon as the chestnuts are done.
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, this is Jim. I did have my hand raised. I was just asking about item number 3. It seems like we kind of skipped over it to the agenda items. You got citizens query, questions from the public as right after the minutes.
Oh, yes, you're right. Do you have any questions for the public? Thank you, Jim.
There is no public watching.
Yeah, there is.
Do we know, can we see who's out there?
Yes, we can, Michael.
Okay.
No hands are up.
So no queries.
Water testing, Michael Buffoni, are you here? I don't think I see him.
No.
Gary's not here. Michael Nathan, would you like to do an SBA report update, please?
Well, Pat just gave pretty much the most important part of the SBA. Besides, I mean, we're having the 75th anniversary, but that's not part of this. I mean, it is part, but that she's going to make an announcement. I think she was invited by Patrick White to come to the select board and give, Pat, help me out here, and give what's going to go on, the days that's going to happen and the events that are going to happen.
Yeah, that's correct, Michael. I believe it's the meeting that's on the 23rd. Patrick invited both myself and Hillary Dealey from Laurel Hill, and we're both going to give updates on what's going on for our activities this summer.
Right. And besides that, I mean, the SBA's main concern right now is where we're going to put the test plots. So that's got to be addressed. And I'm hoping, Pat, that this will be done soon because people really need the harvester out on the main part of the lake. I'm hearing a lot from people around the lake. So that's hopefully it'll be done soon.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. The sooner the better, and I'm hearing the same kinds of things,
Right.
although I don't know the weeds are up till their full capacity yet, but they will be, so we need to be
Right.
ready for that.
As of last Saturday, they are not. They're still under the water.
Right.
Well, the issue isn't just that they're under the water. The issue is for swimmers that swim around and whatever they all feel. And it's also very psychological that people really get nervous and worried that when is this thing coming out? When originally we were hoping for early June, but because of the testing, we're having to put part of the lake on hold. The chestnut testing is something that we have to do because of the importance of getting rid of them. So, I mean, both we have to do, but that's the story, basically.
Right. Do you have any dredging updates, Michael?
No, I don't have any. I don't think, Roxanne, that there's anything new on that. We're hoping that we can get back on track. We're hoping that this committee will help us get back on track. I wanted to have a meeting with Greg.
Okay.
Yeah, with Greg Wellenkamp and Roxanne or whoever will be on that group. And because it's very important that we don't lose momentum on this project.
Right, but I don't believe it's a Stockbridge Stewardship Commission item. It's a SBA item.
It's not an SBA item at all.
It's a joint venture between the town and the SBA, and it has been for all these years.
Well, let me just correct that to a point. The contract and everything goes through the town. The SBA's agreement is basically to help fund this project. But legally and the SBA doesn't have a say as to what we can ask GZA to do or NHESP or any of those organizations. Greg Wellenkamp is independent, even though he's coincidentally a member of the SBA. He's hired by the town as an independent contractor, although he's not getting paid, to overview it. And I'm a volunteer, nothing to do with the SBA. And Roxanne was, when she is, or hopefully she'll stay or whatever, is part of the town. But the contract is absolutely a town contract that we are happy and enthusiastic about helping, but it's really a town function.
Well, and the last that I knew, Michael Canales was dealing with GZA, and they were going through the first steps of the permitting process. So all the permitting is coming
great.
through the town.
Yes.
But that was underway, and I don't know where it stands. So it's a possibility we could invite Michael to come in and just give us an update
Good.
on where that is.
Thank you. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
No, I'm-
Thank you. So water and sewer, would you like to give an update?
Yes, we met on the 7th of June, and there were several items. I'll start with the least of them, was that the fact that we discussed some articles from the town meeting that had to do with paintings and trailers and expenses that were under 50,000, which I understand from Michael Canales will be dispersed starting July 1. We had a water main break on Goodbury Street. That was the Saturday before. It was an 8-inch polyethylene tube or polypropylene tube, which unfortunately broke and created a bit of a problem with 400 gallons per minute loss. And it was fixed within a couple of hours. And right now it has some gravel in the area that's temporary, but it's holding well. The Park Station pump, which has been a concern to rebuild it, has been a problem because we've had only one bidder, which was fairly high, and we chose not to go that way, but it's being put up for new bidding. And hopefully this time we'll have more than one bidder and we'll be able to get the price down lower. The other item which came up was the approval of a private sewer on Mackinac. This was something that John Dupree from Trinity Engineering discussed with us and asked for our approval. This is a house that is on 21 Interlaken Road, and what they decided to do is to create a sewer system that would go from their house all the way to Beechwood, where there is a connection to the municipal sewer. It's about 1,800 feet, and they'll have to have an E1 pump that will push their water to this area where there's already a manhole there. And along the way, because they're going to be digging horizontally, there'll probably be several manholes, which means connections, possibilities for other members or other houses on that area. There's probably 2 or 3 houses that are not on septics that might be interested in connecting. And if they do, obviously they'll share the costs and reduce the cost per unit because it's a fairly expensive project.
This is in Mackinac, right, area?
Mackinac, between Interlaken and Beechwood.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's like I said, about a quarter of a mile, and the way that works is that the private owners will keep it for about a year, and at that point they'll turn it over to the town, and the town will maintain it for the rest of life. So that item was approved, and they'll go ahead, and other people have been invited to join in the conversation, and that's it.
Great.
Are these other 2 or 3 houses that are not necessarily on town sewer, have they been notified, or and do they have the
They've been
option?
notified, and the engineers themselves are doing that as well, saying how, offering their services to hook up.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It's an opportunity for them to reduce.
Is Jim here? Jim Willis, are you?
I thought I saw him.
I am here.
Yeah.
Morning.
Hi. Is there, if that kind of a scenario plays out and there is the availability for these people on septic still to hook into town sewer, is there any regulation that says that they have to?
So there's a couple ways to answer that question. So Title V does say if sewer is available and feasible, they should connect. What I've seen in other towns, and I don't want to reference that, but for example, some other towns put in bylaws when they did a sewer extension, and then they required everyone to connect, even those folks that just upgraded the septic system that paid like 40, 50K.
Wow.
So imagine, so here's a perfect example, and Dr. Ludice is on the Board of Health, so welcome Dr. Ludice on that. We have an upgraded septic system going in over on Lake Drive, which that the Board of Health approved last night. Still needs to meet other approvals with Concom and others. but it's an innovative alternative system that's probably about 50, 60K to put the septic system in. So just imagine putting that investment in, because they have to conform to Title V. And they say hypothetically 6 months later, sewer comes in. As a homeowner, would you now want to abandon a $60,000 septic system and connect the sewer? It's a question that needs to be brought up. So I think when we get to that point, we need to think about how to navigate that. And I know many years ago when Stockbridge did the last sewer expansion, and I thought there was language in the sewer commission bylaws that someone can require an exemption, but then they had to do a Title V every 2 years to make sure it's in really good shape. So those are things to think about. But the simple answer is Title V does say that if sewer is available and feasible, you should connect.
Okay.
Thank you. And Jim, would you like to give a report for Board of Health? Because Charlie has stepped down.
Yeah, really not much to report with this commission, just things are very busy. You know, we're seeing the systems that are being upgraded around the bowl are innovative alternative systems, which we would prefer. I mean, obviously we would prefer sewer, but you know, we're taking a closer look at some of these septics are being upgraded, and we are pushing the envelope on any variance request. We're requiring some type of pre-treatment. So that'll kind of hold itself for a while until we can think long-term on sewer expansion. Not much COVID related. We're in the yellow category. The cases are stabilizing, and people just need to make, you know, calculated decisions when they go out. And we're, you know, our nurse team is working really hard. We're getting a bunch of more at-home test kits that we're distributing out to the community. And we'll also have some reserves for the fall in case we see another uptick in COVID. But outside of that, it's just very busy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And Jamie,
Yes.
you didn't give any kind of an update on the lake management plan where it
You,
stands?
because I was trying and then, so as far as I know, all the information is there and it's in draft form and it hasn't been sent back to Michael yet. Is what I know for right now, but at least it's,
So you have all the additional information that they wanted, but you haven't sent it back to them yet?
I did send it to them.
Oh, you did? Okay. And
So it's, their work, the draft is being made and the draft has not been sent back to Michael,
okay.
is what I know of right now.
Do we have an anticipated date of when they're going to get back to us?
No, but I can ask Michael and see if he has a date for the next meeting.
Well, that's actually the responsibility of the chair of the SBSC. This is not part of the town administrator's job, is to be the middleman. So all this time, we've been directly communicating with GZA as the SBSC.
And I can call them and I will have the information for the next meeting, which is July 1st.
Okay.
I
Is there any questions from the public before we adjourn?
I just have a few questions.
Yes, Michael.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. Can we just go over, Dr. Kinney resigned from this committee? I mean, I think that should be public, we should be.
It was.
Oh, I didn't see that. I
In
apologize.
the select board meeting, it was.
It was.
Oh, it was? Yeah, I didn't, but was it sent to our committee?
Yes,
Okay, well, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
it was a while ago.
There was an email sent to our committee?
Yeah, he sent it. He wrote a letter and I attached it to an agenda.
I didn't see it, so.
It went to the select
Yeah,
board.
okay. So then next,
And if you have a question, you can ask Charlie.
I have no questions. I was just getting an update on this because I just heard that he had from third party, so I didn't know if it was right. All right, well, I'll look for that. And so, no, I just want to know everybody else. So now that John is part of two committees, how does that work? How do you think that works? Or John, you'll just stay on as
Well-
both or?
Well, an announcement was made at Water and Sewer asking if one of the other commissioners would like to join our commission. And no one has come forth as of yet, but Michael Canals had asked because he was at that meeting when John was at the meeting and I was on by Zoom. So it's, a lot of the committees and commissions are only 3 or 4 people, so it's hard to get enough volunteers.
Well, and the other thing that happened at that select board meeting is that Jim Willis was then appointed as a full voting member, and he would be representing Board of Health.
Okay,
To this committee.
to this council,
Well, I don't have to represent the Board of
You're
Health.
on-
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're off of that, but
Yeah.
it's if,
And I think.
So
one
you'll
thing-
stay on with the water?
I'll stay on
Yeah.
with the water
Okay.
and I'll represent the water sewer here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted some
Yeah.
clarification as to who the new group is, or if there's a new group or whatever.
and-
still need a conservation commission representative,
Right,
From
Concom.
conservation.
Conserv, okay.
Well, as I recall,
We haven't worked that out yet.
well, in the select board meeting, though, they did appoint you as Conservation Commission
Right,
representative.
but I'm also the select board, so I don't want to carry 2 positions.
There was a conversation with Patrick, and Patrick wanted to table the select board representative, so that was not voted on.
Exactly. We
Was voted
and on the next,
Staying where you are right for now as Conservation Commission rep. Until that change can be made.
Okay,
anything else, Michael?
no, I have nothing else. I just wanted to
No.
get, thank you.
And I guess we have to get a hold of, Gary to see about the buoys. I do know the Zebra Mussel Station has started and it's up and running and, but the buoys.
Does anyone know, or maybe as a select person, if you could find out for us or ask Michael, the status of the smaller harvester, which is so important
Right, they
for
were.
the island and the outlet. The big,
They're waiting
Last
still.
the parts,
yeah, I know, I heard,
It's a delay, yeah.
can't speed that up.
I know that it was put on hold for a while.
No, it wasn't ever
No,
on
that's what
hold.
I thought
It's
Michael,
not on hold, it just waited.
no, it's back again. I thought Michael had told me that they put it on hold because of finance and then they decided to go ahead with it. No?
No, it has nothing to do with finance.
Money.
Okay,
No, it's just availability,
good to hear. Okay.
yeah.
Madam Chair, if I may ask a question?
Of
for
course.
you know, one of the things that might be helpful once the nominations and who represents who on what board or commission, maybe we put together a roster of the commission members and who they represent. So it's, you know, just clarity to, you know, not only people on this board, but to the public on who represents what. So we can fill those positions. So it's just something to think about. Once all the decisions have been made on who represents who, we can throw together a quick roster on chair, vice chair, and who represents what board. Just a suggestion.
Thank you, Jim, it's a good idea. And we can do that. Anything else before we adjourn? A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.